Thank you to Alexander RHH for their generous donation on Patreon.
May 21! May 21! Yeah. Today I've been called here to this cafe by a friend. I guess this wasn't the last day. He's noticed how stressed I've been lately and decided to try and help distress. I have to say, I truly appreciate the thought. We've only been here for a little while, and I have to say that I definitely feel better. Who knew that talking could be so therapeutic? Rutherford, are you even paying attention to what I'm saying? Oh, sorry, what? Jeez, here you go spacing out again. It's like you were 1,000 miles away. Sorry, I guess I was a little lost in thought. No kidding. Yes, Shoichi was the one to invite me here. He called me early this morning to ask me if I'd like to meet him here for lunch. I was a little skeptical of the idea, but now I'm glad I came. Okay, I'm back now. What were you saying again? Are you sure? I don't really feel like talking to a wall again. It's not gonna happen again, I swear. If you say so, then I guess it's okay. Anyway, I was asking how your class's preparations for the festival were going. It's already right around the corner. It was kind of a mess at first. No one could really agree on anything. In the end, everyone decided to open a little restaurant. Jean insisted on the idea, and since we have nothing better planned, we went with it. What kind of food you guys be serving? I think it was supposed to be Sichuan cuisine, but I don't remember now. I just know that it's supposed to be traditional Chinese food. You'll have to ask Jean if you want more details. If it's him, then I'm sure it'll be okay. That guy's knowledge of food can put critics to shame. He certainly is no regular glutton. Calling him a glutton is a little insensitive, though. Oh, come on, it's not like he's here to hear it. You really can be mean when other people aren't listening, huh? What? I'm not mean. Don't worry, I'm just yanking your chain. Is that so? I can't even tell anymore. Since you guys will be working on the restaurant, does that mean I'll get to see you in an apron? In your dreams, I bailed out as fast as I could. I'm helping with the decor, organization, and shopping, and that's it. Oh, you must trample on my dreams like that. Don't give me puppy dog eyes now. Busted, huh? With the lighthearted conversation like this, it's hard to believe the kinds of things that have been happening lately. In fact, just thinking about it already is giving me a sinking feeling in my chest. But I promised Shoichi that we'd have some fun today, so I don't want to let anything get in the way. Welcome, sir. We're full at the moment. If you want to be patient, the tables will clear for you in a few minutes. Since we're so close to the entrance, it's hard not to hear when someone walks in. By the way, hey, aren't you... Oh, you god. You are. You're the guy with Kobayashi back at the piano competition. The lion walks right up to us, interrupting our conversation. You know this guy, Rutherford? Well, yeah, we remember him. Yeah, I met him in June when I was waiting for you guys back at the piano competition. Come to think of it, he even talked to us after the competition was over, and I'm pretty sure you were with us, don't you remember? You really expect me to remember someone I saw over a month ago? Saw once over a month ago? If anything, I'm surprised you would remember. My memory isn't that bad, you don't need to be so surprised. The lion looks between the two of us with a smile on his face. Your name... Akutagawa, right? Sorry if I got it wrong, I'm not really good with names. It's alright, and you remembered it correctly. To be honest, I never introduced myself when we first met, so knowing my name at all is really surprising. It's hard to forget a guy who delivers a full-blown villain speech in broad daylight. Full-blown villain speech? I'll make sure that the name Shinji Akutagawa is one you'll never forget. It was something like that. Huh? You remember that? No, forget it. Forget it right this instant. No way, you really said that? Shut up. Just forget I ever said anything like that. Sorry, asking me to forget that scene is a little... I don't want to say the word impossible, but no better word comes to mind. Gah. Well, either way, it's good to meet an acquaintance of June's. My name is Shoichi Urara. We go to the same school. And I'm Rutherford Hayes. Rutherford B. motherfucking Hayes. I sit next to June in class. It's a pleasure to meet you. To be honest, I didn't know Kobayashi had any friends outside of the competitors we knew as children. Why is that? Well, I might be a bit biased, since I never got to see how he acted out of the competitions. But he was always very focused and withdrawn. I didn't goof around much he didn't goof around that much like the rest of us did. I'd certainly expect to see a bunch of children goofing off, even if they're facing against each other in a competition. It's not that different from the tennis tournaments in that sense. The children's tournaments were a lot more relaxed. Right. But he never really mingled with us, so I just thought he wasn't the type of person to have any friends. That doesn't sound at all like the June we know. Yeah, saying that he's a goofball would probably be putting it lightly. True. By the way, isn't he with you guys right now? Nah, he's on bed rest for right now. He was actually in the hospital up until a few days ago. The lion's eyes immediately go wide in shock. What? No way! Don't tell me it's happening again! Again? What happened again? Did something happen to him before? Ah. As soon as he sees the look on my face, Akutagawa looks away from me. It's nothing. Forget you said anything. It's a little late for that, isn't it? What are you talking about? Rutherford, that's enough. What do you mean that's enough? Aren't you just a little bit curious about this? You basically just said that June was in the hospital before, too. We all know Kobayashi has a frail health. Would it really be all surprising for him to have visited a doctor before? Don't play that game with me. We both know when someone sees that a person was in the hospital, that means they were admitted to it, not just getting a checkup. Even so, whether that's true or not, don't you think that it's up to June to tell us? You shouldn't go prying into people's pasts. But that bad feeling I've been having up till now returns with force. Akutagawa-san, won't you please tell me what you meant by that again comment? It's really not my place. So you're saying he was admitted in the hospital once before? Rutherford! There are people staring at us, man. Let it go already. When I look around us, I see people on the other surrounding tables all staring at us. Crap. You really don't think sometimes. How am I supposed to think? So June has been in the hospital before? Now I have a ton of questions swimming in my mind. I'm sorry, I really shouldn't have said anything. Don't worry about it, you didn't know. Why was he admitted to the hospital, if you don't mind telling me? He tripped during practice and hit his head on the corner of the piano. There was a little bleeding, but it wasn't all that serious. He was in and out of the hospital in very little time. Oh, I see. Say, we have a table open for you now. One of the staff members called out to Akutagawa. Oh, thank you very much. I'll be right there. The lion turns to us again. Do tell Kobayashi that I send him my best regards and hope he'll do well, okay? Hope he be well, okay? Of course. Once Akutagawa leaves, the two of us fall completely silent. I can see the gears in your head turning, you know. Silence, huh? I guess your good mood is ruined no matter how I look at it, right? Sorry. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with being worried about a friend. In fact, it's a good thing. Just make sure you don't let it completely eat you up from the inside. Well, we've already finished eating anyway. Would you like to just call it early, quits, and head home? You'd be okay with that? The hell you take me for? You'd think I'd be mad at you if you weren't feeling up to it anymore? I'm more worried about how you feel than about how a little failed hangout. I see. Then I guess I'm gonna head home after all. Alright, just let me get the check so we can be on our way. Walk out into the streets. Not to the sidewalk, into the street. Fucking cars everywhere. The crowd that comes with the rush hour has begun to die down. And we're still full of people everywhere. Well, I guess I'm going to take this opportunity to go grocery shopping. I have to start stocking on the foods my dad likes to eat now after all. Sorry for cutting our time together short. Don't be ridiculous, I'm the one who offered it. Tell June I said hi, okay? Huh? You heard what I said. See ya. So he knew I wanted to see June, huh? Go see June, huh? He could have just said so from the start. Idiot. Baka! It might be bad for me to just show up and ask him stuff from his past out of the blue. Maybe I should bring some sort of gift with me? Great, now I started talking to myself. June, darling, you have a visitor. A visitor? Rutherford-san. Hey. What are you doing here? What, can't I go check up on a friend? can, but that's the kind of thing you'd usually warn people about beforehand. Sorry, am I getting in the way of something? No, of course not. No, of course not. I'm just surprised you dropped by, that's all.
I see.
Are you alright? Huh? Of course I'm alright. Why do you ask? I guess I just got a feeling.
A feeling?
Yeah. What with you showing up all of a sudden and looking a bit down, I just got the feeling that something was up.
He really is more perceptive than I give him credit for. It's alright, you don't have to worry about me.
If you say so. Well, since you're already here, why don't we sit down and chat for a bit? What's the plastic bag you got with you?
Oh, right. Here, I brought these for you. It's some of your favorite sweets and a few savory snacks.
Oh, I see. You bought me more stuff.
What's with that face that says you don't like what you see?
No, it's not that. It's just, you've been doing so much for me lately. It makes me feel guilty.
Guilty? What makes you feel guilty? Why would it make you feel guilty?
I mean, I can't really do anything for you in return, right? I don't really have money to spare, so I can't buy you your favorite snacks or give you a present like that keychain. Even if it's something cheap, I still can't do it.
Who says you have to give me anything in return?
Huh?
I'm just doing this because I want to. I don't think about it. Don't think too much about it.
Rutherford, you're kind of cute when you're embarrassed.
Just shut up and take the bag already. Okay.
Oh, cheese crackers.
Oh, yeah, I picked them up at a grocery store on a whim. You like them?
Yeah, I love cheese almost as much as I love sweets.
That's great then. Jude puts the bag on top of his desk, tucking it away into a corner. Not gonna eat it?
Not while I have a guest over, that'd be impolite.
I never took you for that kind of person to worry about politeness.
Seriously, what kind of person do you take me for?
An adorable airhead with questionable common sense? Wait, did I just call another guy adorable? Never mind.
You were just thinking of something bad, didn't you?
No way!
Well, never mind that. What would you like to do?
Quick to switch gears as always. I swear, sometimes the things he says aren't good for my heart. Let me recompose myself for a bit.
Huh? Recompose yourself? What do you mean?
Not everyone is quick to switch gears like you know.
Switch gears?
He's hopeless, and I don't know why I'm surprised. By the way, what have you been doing here for the past few days what have you been doing for the past few days that you've been cooped up here?
Well, I haven't been able to touch the piano, so I've just...
Wait, you can't play the piano? Why? What's the problem with that?
Oh, I guess they just don't want me to move around too much.
He's a terrible liar. But the question is, if I know he's a liar, should I let him know that I know? There's no telling how he might react if I ask for clarification. Everyone's saying, let it go. Now, as much as I want to know what's going on, I also remember how angry he can be when pushed. Shoichi said it himself, I shouldn't pry too much. Being reasonable sucks. Well, I guess that's kind of a valid reason. It really isn't.
Yeah, it's a bit unreasonable, isn't it?
If you haven't been able to play the piano, what have you been up to recently?
Mostly just playing games and doing some light reading. Sora-kun actually loaned me a couple of games before I got discharged from the hospital, so I've at least had something to do. Other than that, Ayako-san has been dropping by some notes and the other homework I need to do to keep up with their classes. What's the surprised look on your face?
Oh, it's nothing. Totally forgot to take notes for him. That's something I could have been doing to help. Sorry.
Huh? What for?
For being an idiot. Never mind that. What kind of games have you been playing?
Well, Sora-kun brought me lots of stuff to play with. Other than the occasional sports title, it was mostly fantasy games and RPGs.
Oh, that's right up your alley then.
Yep. I've only tried 2 so far because, well, RPGs aren't the kind of game that you can clear that quickly. Still, I've been having a lot of fun.
Any titles I might know?
Well, they're both games for the Ninmax 2S Portable. Do you have it?
No. Don't think that exists. No. I went with Senben's PBS when I picked the latest generation of portables. Jesus. Isn't it cross-platform compatible? These two aren't. Bummer, I guess. Still, I'm glad you have at least been having fun. Thank you. Oh, I just remembered Shoichi asked me to say hi to you. Is that so? How's Shoichi-san doing? A bit stressed from working on the school festival, but otherwise pretty okay. We actually got together this morning and went to the cafe. Sounds fun. I wish I could have been there. Wait, if Shoichi-san was with you, why didn't he come over too? He had other things he needed to get done. If I remember correctly, he said he needed to go grocery shopping to pick up some things his father likes. Oh yeah, he did mention his dad was coming to town. He even asked for my help organizing a welcome party, but that idea was a bust. How come? I couldn't convince him not to cook. Oh. Those poor guests. They never even saw it coming. Let us not speak further of the dead. There is nothing we can do to bring them back. Rutherford-san, I know you're kidding, but you're kind of scaring me. Is that so? Sorry, I guess I got too into the joke. Still, I imagine that party couldn't have been pleasant. I'm still surprised Takehiko-san didn't yell at him or anything. I guess the shock was too great. Maybe he just didn't want to hurt Shoichi's feelings. Shoichi gave an entire room full of people food poisoning. I'm pretty sure he was past the point of caring about feelings. God damn, gah. It's a good thing Shoichi's sister showed up. She managed to get him out of the house before the disaster rolled out, so he didn't get to see it. Wait, so Shoichi-san doesn't know what happened? No. Hikota sent him shopping for last-minute preparations, and all the guests left before he got back. She then threatened me, so I wouldn't tell Shoichi. I'm not sure if I should call him lucky or not. He's lucky. It's the people eating his food that aren't. Right. Did I miss anything for these days I've been absent? What about Keisuke-san or Mizuguchi-san? There's not much to tell. Saya's been taking more shifts than usual to save up for a new phone. As for Keisuke, all I know is that he's been spending more time with that band he joined. Since there's no tennis club practices for a while yet, I haven't seen much of him. It's kinda sad. We're not his only friends, after all. Plus, we want to avoid scheduling any group hangouts until you're back on your feet so you can come with us. What? I really appreciate the thought, but you guys don't have to stop having fun just because I'm not around. Don't be ridiculous. How many times do I have to tell you you're a member of this group? The fun is in having everyone hanging out together. So now he's blushing? Looks like someone is happy to hear that. I didn't say anything. You didn't have to. One look at your face is enough to tell me how you're feeling. Am I that obvious? To say you wear your emotions on your sleeve would be an understatement. Gah. It's not a bad thing. You're easy to talk to because of it. Really? Of course. It also makes teasing you a lot more fun, but, I'm not going to bring that up. It really makes what that guy said sound really strange when I think about it. What guy? Oh, God, nothing. Just thinking out loud. Wait, why am I even hiding this? What would be the harm in telling him that we met Akutagawa anyway? Well, actually, Shoichi and I met someone at the cafe, and he told us about your he kind of told us about your past. What? Who? What'd he say? Shinji Akutagawa, the lion guy from your competition. What? Really? Yeah, he told us you used to be really withdrawn as a kid, so much so he didn't even think you had friends at all. I just thought that the description really didn't sound like you. It's kinda true. Really? Yeah, at least where the competitions were concerned. I never really talked to the other kids. I used to be really competitive when I was a kid, so I refused to mingle with the competition. Pretty petty, huh? I would have never guessed. Everyone has a past, after all. Plus, it's been over 7 years since that time, and I was a kid. Of course, I matured a lot since then. You did? Why do you sound so surprised? Me? Surprised? You must be imagining things. Crap! I just blurted out what came to my mind without thinking. Well, the important thing is that you're a different person now, and you can get along with the other competitors now, right? I'm not letting that little comment go that easily. Gah. I think I'm the one in need of rescuing just about now. Letting what go? I have no idea what you're talking about. Gah. Stop glaring at me like that. I got the message. Sorry. June, sweetie, I'm coming in. Saved by the gong. Or in this case, June's mother. Do you boys want to have a snack? I baked some cookies. Mom, you don't need to fret so much just because there's someone over. Oh, don't be such a stick in the mud. You have so few friends, of course. I'm going to treat them with the utmost care. Gah. Thanks for the vote of confidence. Cookies sound great, Kobayashi-san. Please don't leave me alone with him until he forgets what just happened. Of course it sounds great. It's cookies. Why don't you boys come to the living room and I'll bring some to you? Sure. I have to admit, I never thought your mom would be the stereotype I made cookies for you kids type. She just likes playing host to other people. We used to have visitors and dinner parties all the time when I was younger. You don't anymore? Not since Mom started working 2 jobs. Dad's picking up more shifts and Mom's having to get a second job. They barely have any free time anymore. She's just took a week off to keep an eye on me. Why do your parents need to work so much? Do you guys have that many expenses? I really shouldn't be talking about my parents' financial situation. Sorry. Something's weird here. Can't imagine a small family like this living in a small house would have accrue enough expenses to warrant that much work. My mom might have a better than average job, but she's still capable of supporting Aki and me without working herself to death. Well, she still works herself to death, but that's because she likes her job, so she could also take things easy, and she still wouldn't earn enough to support us. Isn't your father a cop? I thought cops made good money. Like I said, I shouldn't be talking about their money situation. And besides that, my dad is just a low-ranking patrolman. My pay isn't all that great. Wait, how do you know my dad was a cop? He was wearing his police cap the first time I came over, remember? He was? Why else would I say he was? He was also wearing it when he picked you up from the hospital. Oh, right. He's not supposed to wear it outside if he's off shift, but he tends to forget it on. How could you forget that you have a cap on? Actually, never mind. This is Kobayashi family I'm talking about. If they're anything like their son, it's entirely believable. Well, his mom doesn't seem to be bad, at least. She was a little enthusiastic last time I came here, but she didn't strike me as being as eccentric as her son, or husband. Either way, we should probably go outside already before Mom comes to fetch us. Trust me, you don't want to annoy her. Concerning all the scary women I've already have in my life, I can't even muster a look of surprise to that statement. Sometimes when I think of how Saya pretty much bosses all of us around, I start wondering whether we're just beta males. That thought just sends chills down my spine. I don't want to be a bunny's little toy. We both sit in the living room table directly across from each other. I have to admit, even though his house is small, it's very cozy. For some reason, I feel right at home here. It's not something I've ever been able to say about any other places than my own home. By the way, Rutherford-san, you were telling me about how you ran into Akutagawa-kun before. Oh god, I thought he'd forgotten about it already. Is he still mad at me for that unfortunate comment? Yeah, I was. What about it? Did he say anything else? About me, I mean? Why do you ask? You're the one who brought up the fact that you bumped into him today in the first place. Of course I'm going to ask about it. Guess that's true. Man, I'm not used to seeing him looking annoyed at me. It probably feels 10 times worse than having someone like Saya upset, probably because I'm already used to seeing her upset. We didn't really talk for long, you know. He just bumped into us while he was waiting for a table at the cafe. It was less than 5 minutes. He still had time to tell you about me not getting along with other kids in that time. I suppose that's true, too. Alright, sorry it took me a little while. I had some trouble getting these out of the baking tray. Did you forget to line it with parchment paper again? Oh, I didn't forget. We just ran out. Not again. Again? We seem to run through rolls of toilet paper like they're candy. You didn't use toilet paper for parchment paper, right? I suppose it's my fault. I'm always baking whenever I'm home. It helps me. He really said toilet paper, didn't he? And I can't scroll anymore, so I mean... Well, I guess we could click this. What the fuck? What the fuck is this? Alright, okay. So it's the reason why we've gained so much weight these past few years. I understand that your parents might not have much time, but what's your excuse for not trying to exercise then? Well, didn't June tell you? I really hate exercising. Yeah, I already told him that. I just hate feeling sweaty and all that. June's mom stares at him with wide open eyes. However, as quickly as her shock came, she flashes us another smile. They're all hiding something now, it seems. They're all fucking hiding something. Yes, I suppose you would have told him that already then. Would you boys like something to drink? Milk, maybe some tea? Rutherford hates tea. It's true, I really do. Oh no, not another tea hater. That sushi is already a handful. That's just 'cause Dad is really whiny about it. Whiny? Oh yeah, whenever Mom brews some tea, he starts complaining about how awful the house smells and how it makes him feel sick. He really sounds like a little kid throwing a tantrum. The similarities are uncanny. You shouldn't laugh about that. You're so much like your father in many ways, you know. Please don't say that. I don't complain nearly as much as he does. Your father didn't used to complain as much as he does now, either. It's almost like he doesn't fucking... dirty issues. It comes with age, darling. You're so much like your father when he was your age, it's a bit scary. No, anything but that. Oh, come on. You don't want to grow up to be like your father. God, no. He has no common sense, and he does so many embarrassing things when we're in public. And the similarities continue to pile up. Jude's mom shoots me a knowing, amused glance, almost as if she could read my mind. I guess she really knows him even better than he knows himself, huh? Well, in that case, should I just bring you boys some milk? Of course, milk and cookies are a match made in heaven. Well, I don't think I would go that far, but I wouldn't say no to something to drink. Sorry for the inconvenience you out of the blue, ma'am. Oh, don't be silly. I love having people over. Not to mention how happy it makes me to have June's friends come and visit him. I was starting to worry that you had no real friends since no one stopped by for the past few days. Mom, I already told you it's nothing serious. They have no reason to come here. Actually, I told them not to come here myself. It's true. He really did tell us that we didn't need to come. Well, that is no way to treat your friends. If they're worried about you, then they'd have every right to visit. It's only natural. Yeah, whatever you say. I don't really know much of this woman, but damn, I like her already. I'll be right back. Something wrong? Huh? Oh, no. I was just thinking some stuff over. Are you thinking about what your mom said? About you not wanting us to visit? Kinda. I didn't want to be a bother to anyone, that's why I said that. I didn't even realize that me not having visitors was upsetting her. Of course it would be. What else could she think when her son has been on bed rest for days and no one bothered to drop by to see him? I guess you're right. You don't guess I'm right. I am right. Yeah, don't get cocky. Still, your mom is pretty nice. You never really talk much about your parents, so I didn't really know what to expect. Granted, I've met her before, but I was so overwhelmed by your dad at the time that I didn't really pay much attention to your mom. Yeah, Dad can go a little overboard at times. As for my mom, she's really nice. She can also be strict at times, but boy is she scary when she's angry. But most of the time, she's really sweet. That's a pretty neat change of pace. I'm not really used to talking to many parents. How come? Well, my mom is always working too. She's the kind of person that you'd call in love with the job. I haven't talked to Shoichi's mom since his parents split up years ago, and, Keisuke's entire family is kind of an unknown. I suppose I've talked to Saya's parents quite a few times. They're mostly normal people. None of them have their daughter's temper, at least. Mizuguchi-san really is scary sometimes, isn't she? Yeah, tell me about it. Now that you mention it, I don't think I've ever met your mom either. Actually, I don't think I've ever been close enough friends with anyone to meet their parents. Really? Even when you were a kid? I told you, I wasn't the most social person. I had a few kids I was friendly with. Most of them were my classmates. But I was never the type to go out to play and whatnot. Guess I'm also the kind of person you could call in love with the job. Although in my case, piano isn't really a job. It can be. With your skills, I'm sure you could do it. If only that were true. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I'm getting this weird vibe from June today. Is everything okay with you? For real. We haven't really talked in a couple of days, outside of trading a few messages at least. Yeah, I'm fine. I just hate being cooped up in here for so long. It's almost worse than at the hospital. How come? I thought you'd feel better if you got the rest at home. It makes me feel like an invalid. Just because of the tiny little problem, everyone is suddenly treating me like I'm made out of glass. Of course, the fault is mostly with my parents, but is it so bad for me wanting to be treated differently? Never really noticed that he'd been thinking things like that. I suppose it's not the kind of thing one can notice just by looking, but still. I hope I haven't been guilty of the same. A bit, mostly because you've been pampering me a lot. Lost of presents and snacks? And you might not notice it, but you're also being more soft-spoken around me. I'm sorry, I thought you liked the presents. Don't take me wrong, I love them, especially the keychain. It's one of my most prized possessions now, since it's the real gift I've ever gotten. It's the real gift I've ever gotten from a friend. I guess I don't know. Even if you say it was just a cheap afterthought, but at the same time, I don't know, it might just be weird. I'm not really sure how to feel about it. I really like it, but I also feel really bad about it. I'm a mess. Sorry, I'll try to rein it in a little. It's okay. This isn't your problem. It's my own awkwardness at fault. I'm just not good at depending on other people. I always feel like such a burden when others go out of their way for me, even though I know they're doing it because they want to, and it makes them happy to care for me. Like I said, I really am a mess. And being cooped up inside the house with no one to really talk to just makes me mull over these thoughts again and again. It's not healthy. Isn't your mother here? Can't you talk to her? I can't talk to her about this. I just add to the issues she has to deal with. I don't want to put another burden on her. I think you're being too self-conscious here. She's your mother. I'm sure she'd want to do whatever makes you feel more at ease. That's kind of what scares me. You don't know how far my parents would go to do that. I guess I'll concede to that point. But like I said, I really am grateful for everything you guys have been doing for me. You're all so nice and caring. It kind of makes me feel all warm and fuzzy on the inside. Just don't tell anyone I said that. Oh, for sure. If Keisuke and Shoichi overheard that line, there'd be no end to the teasing. Just think about it, already makes my skin crawl. At least he seems like he's cheered up a little. Do you feel better for being able to talk about your feelings more openly? Yeah. I feel a bit silly for talking about all this mushy stuff to you, but I really feel like I can trust you enough for that. Of course you can. We're friends, aren't we? Yeah. Just friends. Ooh, that is juicy right there. That is some goodness. What was that? Oh, nothing. I was just agreeing with you. The fuck? By the way, where's your mom? Didn't she say go to the kitchen to grab milk? Oh, I have no idea where she might be. Huh? Look at the cookie plate. There's 6. So? She always makes 12. Okay, and? Just take a good look at her lips when she comes back and you'll see. Huh? Sorry if I took so long, I kind of lost track of time. Yui-san comes back with 2 glasses of milk for us, setting them down in front of us and taking another seat. You didn't get any for yourself, ma'am? Oh no, don't be silly, I'm not going to eat the cookies, I'm on a diet. Jun lightly taps my foot under the table, shooting me a weird look. I decide to do as he says and try focusing my eyes on his mom's face, and... is that? She has a few cookie crumbs stuck to the fur around her mouth. Ha ha ha! She didn't do what I think she did she? Sure you are, Mom. And I have to say, that diet really seems to be working. I can see the difference already. Really? I'm so glad. I thought I noticed some slimming too, but I wasn't too sure, and I didn't want to assume. Maybe it would just be my brain playing tricks on me. Ha ha ha.
Ha ha ha, that's so true.